running around behind the scenes, making so much of this conference happen. To our official conference cheesemongers and our incredible back-of-house volunteers, thank you. While we've been doing all the conferencey things, they've been hard at work preparing the cheese, organizing products, setting up tastings, all the things, and just making all those moving parts come together. We're so grateful for their time, their commitment, and the many, many hours they've given to making this conference a success. So our official conference cheesemongers and back-of-house volunteers are Austin Code-Butler, Lindsay Fougeron, Felix Mockler, Aaron Connolly, Alice Larkin, Evan Talon, and Amy from Pylon Farms, and I can't say your last name, so thank you so much. Now, I'm also going to take a personal moment to do a special thank you to my husband, Cleveland, or as I like to call him at conference, Farm Boy, for those of you who are Princess Bride fans. Throughout all of these years, he has been such a constant source of support. And we joke that I bring him along to carry all the heavy stuff, but as I was preparing these remarks, I realized it's not just in the physical sense. He helps me carry the really heavy stuff, like the emotional and mental side that I have never had to carry alone. He has supported me, encouraged me, listened to me, and helped me make it possible to give so much of myself to ACS. And I am just so deeply grateful. So thank you.
Hey.
All right, maybe I hope that's the last time I cry. No? Yeah, probably not, you're right. Okay, so we would now like to begin by taking a moment to recognize the friends and colleagues that are no longer with us. Right, it wasn't. What a powerful time to be able to recognize the luminaries and trailblazers in our industry. We would truly not be where we are today without their passion for cheese. And while some were gone too soon, we were honored to have known them. Up next, I'd like to welcome Tom Perry to announce our DZTA recipient.
Hello. I think it's safe to say that most of this year has not been on anybody's bingo card. I think we knew getting into the cheese industry, it wouldn't necessarily have been the most exciting endeavor, like running a box factory or operating a dental office. But I don't think that anyone saw it coming when they signed up to be part of this industry was how many uncomfortable conversations they were going to have. But after all, we got into this for the cheese, am I right? However, it's never been just about cheese, because cheese is people, and people are complicated and messy, and beautiful, and chaotic, and imperfect. So we cannot say we are in cheese unless we accept the messy, the uncomfortable, the imperfect. But instead of just accepting it, how about we address it? After all, when the milk doesn't coagulate into the curd you need, you look into that, right? Was it the acidity curve? Was it your rennet? Was it something in the make room? Was it something with your team? That's why I think it's important that our 16th awardee of the 2026 recipient of the Daphne Zeppos Teaching Award goes to someone choosing to address something very messy, very uncomfortable, and very imperfect: immigration and labor. And that person is none other than Lynn Affleck. Many of you know Lynn, but many of you may not know that she has spent nearly 20 years before entering Cheese as an immigration and labor lawyer, familiarizing herself with the concerns and debates around immigration reform. This third eye has been turned towards the dairy and cheese industry the last 12 years, as she has worked in a city all too familiar with the debate, Los Angeles. Many may be uncomfortable to address this issue or unsure of how to have a constructive conversation about it without it leading into a deconstructive debate. The DZTE is aware of this, but in the true spirit of Daphne Zeppos, our founder, our inspiration, and our leader, we do not shy away from these uncomfortable issues. We just find ways to address them through proper stewards and shepherds who can articulate about these subjects. Lynn hopes to travel across the globe, learning how other countries have successfully used immigration reform for the favor of the dairy industry in order to build a sustainable grassroots effort that can be translated here into the United States. We look forward to having her findings be presented at the next conference in 2027. Congratulations, Lynn. Welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. And now I'd like to welcome Stephanie Ciano up.
Can't wait to see the results of that class. Hi everybody, I'm Stephanie Ciano from World's Best Cheeses, and here I'm the president of the American Cheese Education Foundation. We're doing great work here. This is our team. I'll introduce. So in case of people that have been coming to ACS for a long time, ACEF is the official 501c3, which is a nonprofit fundraising arm of the American Cheese Society. So we can create funds that will make access and opportunities for things like the scholarships. You can see all the scholarship winners, and industry surveys, and other educational opportunities. Our vision is to further excellence in quality, safety in the cheese industry in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So our team right now, Vice President Joey Wells had to fly off today. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Joey. Treasurer Kelsey Parsons and Secretary Andy DeCoop. Our directors are Larry Hedrick, Martha Ferguson, Lisa Fernandez, and Joey Tertian. So what are we doing going forward? Thank you. So we're trying to really create some visual opportunities and make connections for what is ACEF to the ACS. So we're going to have a new home for our website within the ACS website, so we'll have more foot traffic. We're trying to make easier donating, and you can see on all of your tables, there's a QR code that you can do a quick with your phone link and make a donation so that we can have future scholarships. We're doing estate planning, that you can make easy tax-free donations. We're building out the American Cheese Month promotions, and that's to support all the wonderful cheesemakers in the room. We've got some real rock stars out there, so we really want to help to get a solid foundation for your cheese and get the awareness out there. Sponsoring scholarships, the biannual industry survey, and the building of culture starters. And just a quick on that is like who the leaders and founders of the industry are, to be able to pass down this generation so people can get to know these icons of the cheese industry. We want to create a program where people can do either monthly or annual giving, and just building awareness of what the ACE Foundation does. We want to thank all of our generous sponsors. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. Beecher's Cheese for the Allison Lieber Scholarship and the Brad Cinco Scholarship. California Milk Marketing Board for 3 multi-year scholarships. Their certification committee for their Certified in Cheese Scholarship. The Comté Association for the Conference Fund. Forever Cheese for their Monger Scholarship. Isani Samer for their multi-year scholarship fund. The Calfelt Family Fund, their multi-year scholarship. Carrie Fisher Crowdsourced Scholarship. The Peterson Company for their BIPOC Scholarship. The Rogue Creamery for the Rogue Monger Scholarship. And newly, the Vermont State Agriculture and Northeast Dairy Research Center. And just a quick note on that, I've been doing the work that we can accept grants and get it so we can accept state and federal grants, which is a big leap that we can make big progress going forward and see leaps and bounds. On that, Zurcher for the multi-year scholarship. Midnight Mongers, Tom Perry. Wonderful job last night. Big round of applause to Tom. We had record numbers. I think we had about 420 tickets sold. So last night, I think we made about $7,000, and thank you to the Oregon Cheese Board. Yeah. So, and what that means to me when I hear $7,000, that means that a couple more people are coming to conference. So that's a big deal. So all of the American Cheese Month sponsors, that's a big deal that we're trying to promote all American cheese. The ACF website donations, all the cheese crawlers from the beginning of the week, Bosca. And you'll notice on there that I've noted a couple personal people, and these are people who've been hyper generous of supporting ACF. So Kathy Strange, thank you very much. You know, and Kathy led a wonderful charge last year. She was challenging others in the industry to donate and get behind it. And thank you, Kathy. You know, we raised about $10,000 last conference. Thank you to you for leading the charge. Michelle Buster, Deer Creek, World's Best Cheeses, the company I'm working for. We're a big supporter at American Cheese Month. David Gremmels, wherever you are, thank you very much. Whole Foods Market. Food Match for being one of our food first culture starters. Peg Smith and Chris Gentine, thank you very much. All right, now we're going to do the scholarship recipients. Going too fast. Sorry, we're going to do the call to action first.
Brief interruption of the program. Kind folks out there. So last year together we raised $10,000 at conference, which was enough to fully fund 3 scholarships this year. We have a mission to double that this year. With your help, today at conference, at lunch, take out your phones. Everybody's got a QR code, screens, pamphlets on your tables. If you can, make a donation. We're climbing to that goal, but together we hope to get 6 fully paid scholarships just from conference alone coming out next year. One very lucky donor during conference will be the recipient of this fantastic quilt that was handmade by Amy. Also can't say your last name at High Lawn Farms. So donate now. You will be entered to the recipients of this quilt. The recipient will be notified by the end of the day. So time is ticking, folks. Please, let's do it. Thank you.
Now we're going to start with the scholarship recipients. And just so you know, for the people that's here, it was $77,000 that was raised to bring the group that's here today. So thank you to all of our community for your generous donations.
Okay, I'd like to welcome first our individuals that were granted a partial scholarship. If you'll come to that end of the stage, then come across, and then gather down here. We'll have pictures right off stage. So, Wendy Fitzgerald. Ronald Maldonado. Casey Reha. And Kathy Rowe. Full scholarship recipients, Maria Burke. Tom Danowski.
Thank you.
Gregory Rosario. Jennifer Hardiman. Michael Conrad. Mayuki Tokoi Martin.
Now for some of the name scholarship winners. The Beecher's Allison Lieber Memorial Scholarship goes to Rachel Schneider. The Beecher's Brad Cinco Memorial Scholarship, Gabriela Flores. The California Milk Advisory Board Scholarship to Savannah Smith, Michelle Wellman, and Adam Conlon. The Certified in Cheese Scholarship goes to Alex Broadbent. Congratulations.
All right, keep it moving. The Cello Peralta Scholarship goes out to Jessica Mueller. The Comte Association Scholarship is Zasky Blazik. And then Forever Cheese Scholarship for Cheesemongers is Morgan Schroeder.
We're very proud to have been able to award this year's Izzy Sommer Scholarship to Amanda Hellman. This year's Carrie Fisher Memorial Scholarship went to Molly Semler. And this year's LGBTQIA+ Scholarship went to Elena Brock.
The Northeast Area Research Center Scholarship, Jay Arden. Stephanie Beeman. Ines Borstel. Abdul Jallo. Angie Romero. Liz Steves. The Peterson Company Scholarship for BIPOC Advancement, Nayeli Melkoza. And the Road Monger Scholarship, Georgette Nelson.
This is a repeat.
I'm going backwards. And Zurcher and Co. Scholarship for Cheesemongers, Adriana Thompson. And with that, we would like to say congratulations to all of this year's scholarship recipients. We're so proud of you. You are the future of cheese. Congratulations.
I'm Larry Hedrick. As chair of the nominating committee, we have dedicated volunteers that assemble to take the award nominations and go through them and then present the awards at the conference. Our Meritorious Service Award was created in 2022 to honor a person or persons who provided over the course of their professional career distinctive accomplishments in leadership, mentorship, or advocacy in a selfless manner that has served to benefit the entire cheese community. The criteria is the nominees may or may not be current ACS members. There is no minimum duration of service attached to this award, only demonstrable and significant actions that have improved our cheese community. Our first awardee is Lainey Fondelier. Over 2 decades, we have witnessed firsthand not only the extraordinary quality of Lainey's work, but also the consistency, integrity, and care that define her approach to cheese making. She is a true pioneer. When she began making soft ripened goat cheese in 1987, there were few, if any, American models to follow.
I feel so grateful that we've been able to enjoy your amazing various cheeses over the last 20 years at Saxony. I just wanted to say I have rarely seen someone so dedicated, so talented making cheese for such a long time. So thank you so much for everything, and congratulations again.
Congratulations, lady. I'm so delighted that the ACS has decided to honour you this year while your conference is in Louisville, your old hometown area. How you ended up in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont is quite a story, but what you built there is truly amazing. You really are one of the pioneers of the American artisanal farmstead cheesemaking movement, and you did it all from scratch, from making your own hay on your farm to improving the genetics of your goat herd, and we thank you very much for the wonderful bucks. You are one of the most creative, hardworking, inspirational, and zany woman I know, and a wonderful teacher. And the Maine Cheese Guild has grown its membership through your mentorship and your workshops. I so appreciate our friendship, the hilarious stories you tell, and your incredible enthusiasm for cheesemaking and life itself. Best wishes.
My sister Katie and I met Lainey in the fall of 2007 at a UVM workshop on farmstead goat cheese, where Lainey was a presenter and Katie and I were about to begin our own endeavor as goat farmers and cheesemakers. A lot has been said about Lainey's fierce character and her spirit of independence as an off-grid farmer and cheesemaker in northern Vermont. Lainey is a true pioneer in U.S. artisanal goat cheese. Her incredible ingenuity has solved just about every obstacle thrown in her way. Her dedication to farmstead cheesemaking is unparalleled, and those of us who insist on farming this way owe her a huge debt of gratitude. Lainey refuses to compromise her values, and she's not afraid to fight for what she believes in. But for me, it's Lainey's generosity and open heart that make her truly exceptional. Katie and I are honored to count Lainey as our most important influence and mentor.
Hi Lainey, congratulations. You deserve this and everything. I could go on and on about how much you mean to me and cheese and Vermont and women cheesemakers and the world, and you have been an inspiration. You have been a motivator, you have been an ear, and I wouldn't be here in this concrete floored room wearing a apron and hairnet at 4:35 in the morning without you. Thank you. But yeah, enjoy your day. Enjoy just taking in all of the love from the community, and I'll see you soon.
I'm not used to talking in front of large crowds. I can't thank this wonderful award. I was really surprised when I got the email saying I was going to get this award. I kind of, as I was scrolling through and I saw it and I read it, and I said, I can't answer you right now. I'll have to think about this. It's quite overwhelming. I'm almost 3/4 of a century old. I, at the age of 22, graduated from college. My mother died during my last year of college, so I was an orphan and homeless and penniless. But it was the 70s, and the world was my oyster, and I had no adult supervision. And the energy that could power 2 nuclear power plants. And it was the Back to the Land movement, and hence I found farm work, and that was me, farm work. And my love for adventure was also a part of my life. And there was books that were out called Hitchhiking Guide to Europe. Does anybody remember these hitchhiking guide books? Okay. That was my Bible. And with very little money, without adult supervision, I met 3 French people who were traveling and said I'd like to go with them. And so we ended up in Thailand. And then they didn't want to be my friend anymore. And then I said, oh dear. But then I met some people who said to go to Japan, you can find some work. So I went to Japan and found some work and earned enough money to get back to Thailand, to get my flight to France, which is where we were originally gonna go. And I, again, hitchhiked for going to pick grapes. And the person who picked me up was friends with a farmers who owned a vineyard. And that, we were fed so well. And after the meals was the platter of cheese. And that was the, well, now we call it the WTF moment. Cheese, wonderful cheese. And come time to leave, the person who picked me up hitchhiking I said, he came to visit. I said, I'd like to buy your car. I'd like to stay here in France. And I stayed for 3 years until I got caught and kind of got kicked out. But I learned so much about French culture, tradition, cheese, wonderful cheese. And I learned about goats. And then I got, as I said, I got kicked out. I came home, I found work once again on the dairy farms, saved money because I was used to not earning money, and began a lazy lady farm with 1 goat, 3 sheep, no electricity, no running water, no phone, and determined. And I just kept plodding along. It was a long haul, a lot of fights. My mother always said, you'll argue with St. Peter at the gate. And made my way. I've loved every bit. Every bone in my body aches right now. This is icing on the cake. This is the cherry on top of that large hot fudge sundae. Thank you very much.
Our next nominee is Philippe Serge. From his nomination, we have found that Philip has seen so many cheeses within the specialty cheese industry. He has mentored so many people, from lactalis employees to specialty cheese brokers, to working with and helping retailers large and small develop their specialty cheese programs. Philippe was inducted into the Guild International de Fromage in France and became very supportive of recognizing others in the cheese industry in the U.S. into this organization. Philippe is unable to be with us here today, so Trevor Thomas will be accepting the Meritorious Service Award on his behalf. We'll have a short video.
Hi everyone, just a quick thank you from the bottom of our heart. Philippe, oh my goodness, you are a passionate cheese lover. You brought it every day of those, not counting, but that many years to the company. Thank you for all the work you've done for expanding cheese knowledge throughout the world and in the United States. We appreciate you so much. Happy journeys and on to your next adventure.
Hey Philippe, it's Lori. It's been great working with you all these years. You led the team at Lactalis with professionalism, and that translated into every employee that called on me. They were always reliable, fair, and easy to work with. I always knew I could count on Lactalis, not just for great business, but for integrity if something went bad. That says a lot about the leader that you are. But I'll always remember most isn't just the business side. It's the personal side as well. The foosball games, after a long trade show, the drinks, the laughs, and the genuine friendship. I hope those memories will continue and will make new ones as our paths cross.
12 years ago, I was given the opportunity to come work at Lactalis Deli. And Philippe, honestly, I gotta tell you that it was just the thought of working with both you and both Paul Peterson that made the job sound so exciting and fun, and I couldn't wait to get started. You know, when I look back, you couldn't tell a history of Lactalis here in the US without including you in it. Thanks for all that you've done for our company. Thanks for the way that you've helped me and supported me. And I wish you a very happy retirement, and I hope you'll stay in touch always. Thank you, my friend. could have been here tonight because he was such a great storyteller and he was such a great mentor to everyone in my company and many in this room and in this industry. He has a great story. He came to America with a scholarship to go to college. He went to the famous Bowling Green, Ohio university out there where he fell in love and with a young lady there from New York. And after he finished college, he was then escorted back to France because he couldn't stay. He didn't have a visa. And so the minute he got back to France, it was, how do I get back to America? How do I get back to America? And he found this company called Beignet that was, they had a number of plants in France, but they were looking at building their first plant outside of France. And but before they were going to do that, they were going to test the waters by opening an export office or an import office in New York City. And so he went to become part of that team. A year later, they opened their very first plant in Belmont, Wisconsin, which I'm proud to say is still there today. And it was a challenge back in 1982, trying to sell brie in the United States to a country that many had only experienced brie on travels, on vacation. So he spent 42 years all in this company, all growing. He was a member of the Cheese Importers Association and just was a mentor to so many. He inducted me into the guild, and me and my team are forever grateful. Thank you for this honor.
Next up, we have Kent Underwood. From his nomination, we will put in, we have known Kent for almost 20 years through a number of lenses. First as a fellow dairyman, then as a customer for our farm's milk, and finally as a fellow cheesemaker. His kindness is apparent in every role, but nothing showcases his generosity of spirit like his participation in the cheese community. We have literally called upon Ken in every type of situation. He's always been there to help. He has also quietly, without any apparent need for recognition, served as a leader and tireless volunteer for organizations that foster our community, welcoming and encouraging new producers and promoting the industry as a whole. We'll have a short video.
Hey, Kent, congratulations.
We must have some technical. All right, Ken, why don't you just come on up and share some remarks.
Thank you. It's an honor to be included with all the different nominees here. I've always believed that cheese is about the people. I mean, the cows come first, or the goats or sheep or water buffalo. But after that, it's the people involved. The farmers, the makers, the mongers, the distributors, the retailers, making this community what it is. I truly thank the American Cheese Society for this award and bringing the people together here. I grew up on a dairy farm in Arizona. Our community was small, but we had a strong group of people. I was fortunate to be accepted into the Wisconsin dairy community for a number of years before settling into Vermont more than 25 years ago. As a guy from Arizona, milking water buffalo was always the topic there. I already knew what strong dairy community could be, but Vermont showed me something different. We may not be the biggest cheese producing state, but I don't think anyone does community better. Vermont people celebrate each other's successes. I hope you felt it at the awards the other night, a pretty strong engagement there. At the last night at the Midnight Mongers, our greatest ambassador showing what Vermont is all about, our people. Vermonters share ideas freely, lend a hand when it's needed, and genuinely want everyone to succeed. That's the culture of Vermont cheese, and it's contagious. I truly am proud the Vermont Cheese Council bringing together the people who care deeply about making great cheese and who are just as passionate about helping each other. Vermont may have only 600,000 people, but thanks to this community, our cheeses and our stories reach far beyond the borders. I'm incredibly fortunate to work alongside two great teams every day. To everyone at Vermont Farmstead and Grafton Village Cheese, thank you for all you do. Your passion, creativity, and commitment inspire me every day. Everything we've been able to accomplish is because of you guys. Thank you. I want to thank my family for supporting me through long days of travel, endless conversations about cows and cheese. I can't do anything without you guys. I especially want to thank the Vermont Cheese Council for this nomination, for everything they do to champion Vermont cheesemakers. It's a privilege to work alongside this incredible team. Haley, Claire, Stacy, Chelsea, you probably met everybody along the way here. Lastly, I'd like to thank the state of Vermont, our Department of Ag, the New England Dairy Business Innovation Center, Vermont Dairy Promotion Council, our farmers, our makers, our friends, who continue to welcome me and challenge me and inspire all of us. This award may have my name on it, but it reflects the entire community I'm grateful to be a part of. Thank you.
Like you, who does so much for Vermont cheese in general and for Vermont cheese makers specifically. You raise everyone in the state up, and usually you do it behind the scenes. You don't want any credit for it, and you getting this public shout out is exactly what you deserve. I see you as this guy. You're this guy, and you get everybody psyched for Vermont cheese. So congratulations to you. Well deserved, Ken.
Hi, we're Kate and Seth Leach from Woodlawn Creamery and Woodlawn Farm.
Aaron Paul at Vermont.
And we are so excited to get to congratulate our friend and colleague Kent Underwood for winning the Meritorious Service Award at ACS. We've known Kent forever, Seth's known him for like 20 years.
At least, yep.
And he's just the most welcoming, helpful, wonderful part of the Vermont cheese community, serving on the Vermont Cheese Council, and always up for helping anyone in any way that you can.
Yeah, if you have a problem in the cheese business, there is a chance that Kent could be part of the solution. That's what we've found so far. Yeah. So congratulations, Kent, on a most well-deserved award.
Yeah, congrats. We're so happy for you.
Congratulations, Kent!
And now we have 3 recipients for the ACS Lifetime Achievement Award. This was created in 2006 by the American Cheese Society Board of Directors to honor individuals whose professional accomplishments have made a significant and lasting impact on the American cheese industry, and whose life and character have earned the respect and admiration of their professional colleagues. Nominees must have served the profession over an extended period and will be honored for their service and performance. First, we have Colette Hatch DeRoma. Colette was small in stature, but large in her enthusiasm and support for so many cheesemakers. Always eager to share her knowledge with her team and customers, she was passionate and humble about anything cheese and a kind person. She is missed, but her legacy lives on in her contributions to the cheese community in the United States and abroad. Thank you for your lifetime of service, Colette.
Colette Hatch, the original, the unforgettable Madame Fromage. I met Colette early in my cheese journey, and I have to admit I was a little intimidated by that French accent at first. Colette showed us what was possible to do with cheese on a grocery store level. She was tiny, but she was fierce. She was really a force for cheese. And I think her legacy will live on a long time in all the people that she mentored and all the consumers that she got excited about cheese. I have to conclude by saying that I have never before or since seen anyone who ever looked so chic in a chef jacket.
When I think of Colette, I think of someone who is buzzing around, making sure that everybody is getting the taste of cheese that they want or that she wants them to have, and she's going to tell them about it. She's going to impart her enthusiasm and, most of all, her knowledge. Cheese was not just something that Colette did. It was absolutely who she was, and she was so happy to share all of that about her, and also to bring people along with her, whether they were employees or just colleagues. She wanted everyone to just be part of the cheese community, and that's one of the things that I think really stands out about her. She was all about community and infectious enthusiasm. I feel like cheese was not just something that Colette did, it was who she was, and there was really no difference. And because of the way she wanted to share that, impart that, and want others to be part of her world in that way, I just can't think of anyone who deserves this honor more than Colette.
Colette Hatch, the original.
Colette's award is being accepted by her daughter, Corinne.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here to represent my mom, who is no longer, and my brother Dean, who is in Thailand, who couldn't make it tonight. He would have loved to, not tonight, this afternoon, sorry. I wanted to share with you that we immigrated to the States when I was just a young kid, and the favorite salad at the time was lettuce light, iceberg lettuce. I mean, that's what it was. And my father was all for France and French cheeses, everything French. And my mother was, no, we're in America. We need to evolve. We need to speak English in the house. We need to imbue the crafts of this country. And I really love that about my mother. Of course, they got divorced, and we know why. but my mom was always about people, and I've heard here today over and over how cheese is not just about the craft. It's about people. It's about delving down inside for that very special element in each human that can create something that is beyond themselves. And my mom definitely created something beyond herself. She was for people, she was for education, and she adored people. And she loved the American Cheese Society that I thank so much for this award, and Emily and Tara. So I miss my mom, haven't been able to get over her. She'll always be inside of me. She changed the world. I think in some ways she brought America one step farther, if you will, or further. I'm not sure which one. So she was a very special person. Small, but a firecracker. Thank you.
Receiving the next Lifetime Achievement Award is Peter Dixon. Peter is a kind and generous teacher with a passion for keeping important traditions, skills, and knowledge alive in the cheese-making community. People from all over the country come to learn from Peter, many of whom form lifelong networks based on their time together at his creamery. It would be difficult to overstate his influence in Vermont, where you'd be hard-pressed to find a farmstead cheesemaker who has not crossed paths with Peter and been better for it. Whether that crossing was a decade ago or just last year, he continues to mentor and support even after attaining tremendous success. When you spend time with Peter, you recognize the importance of traditional cheesemaking in an increasingly standardized and industrialized American food landscape. You feel his accumulated knowledge stretching before you and hope that you may grasp some fraction of it during your lifetime. We'll play a short video.
Making a vat of cheese with Peter Dixon is a life-changing experience. For myself and others that he's mentored along his way, it's never really just about a process. You're on a journey that's woven with stories about life and love and folklore from abroad, and sometimes there might even be music involved. All the while, he's reading and reacting to the cheese vat and this ebb and flow where every movement is intentional and every motion is graceful. Everything he's doing is guided by science, and that's where you will find Peter, at the perfect intersection of science and art, making that perfect wheel of cheese. His openness in sharing the mastery of the craft and his generosity as a teacher and a friend has really cemented him as part of the American artisan cheese movement. And from that, I say congratulations, Peter, on this incredible and well-deserved honor, my friend. You deserve it.
It's a tremendous honor to speak on your behalf and recognition for all the tremendous work you've done to inspire and educate so many small-scale farmstead cheesemakers. I know you did that for me. You've continued to inspire me and educate me through workshops, through consultations, through advice. You've helped us build the cheese cave that I'm standing in right now. It's been very exciting to work with you on the Cornerstone project and to learn how to develop my own starter cultures. I feel like you've done so much to promote traditional cheesemaking in recent years, including developing autochthonous starters and learning how to make your own rennet. And this is so needed in this age when everything is so commercial and industrial. So huge shout out to you for that. Along the way, I've become a friend. Very proud to call you a friend, and just so happy for you. And congratulations. Thank you, Pete.
Hi there, I'm Sue Miller from Bertrand Hills Farm, and I'm so pleased to be here tonight to recognize Peter Dixon for the American Cheese Society Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Peter, you deserve this award. For over 4 decades, Peter has dedicated himself to the craft of cheesemaking, shaping both the practice and the people within the American artisan cheese community. His influence extends far beyond his own work at Parish Hill Creamery. Through teaching, consulting, and mentorship, Peter has guided countless cheesemakers in developing their skills and understanding of artisan and farmstead cheeses. What sets Peter apart is not only his technical mastery of cheese, but his character. He is generous with his knowledge. He is patient in his teaching, and he is deeply committed to the success of others. For that, Peter Dixon, we thank you. And thank you for your dedication to American cheese. We love you. Keep on making great cheese, and we'll keep learning from you.
In honor of Peter, from a whole cast of characters at Vermont Shepherd.
A message from the grass.
A message from the sheep.
A message from the cheese.
A message from the cultures.
We commend you, Peter Dixon, for your great dedication and extraordinary enthusiasm for our world of cheese.
AP, congratulations. Thank you for all that you do and have done for cheesemakers and for our community. Thank you, American Cheese Society, for this acknowledgement and for this recognition. friends, colleagues, comrades. We wish so, Pete and I, that we could be there with you right now, celebrating. But cancer sucks. And so in the meantime, we really hope that you enjoy the conference, and we look forward to when our paths next cross. Thank you. I love you, Pete.
And Brian is here to accept the award for Peter.
I spoke with Peter this morning, and he wanted to pass on the message that he's incredibly grateful for this award and the recognition today. And he especially wanted me to pass on the message that he's incredibly appreciative for all the camaraderie from everyone in the room. I don't think it would take long for you to talk to a cheesemaker in the room that Peter had an impact in his life. I know he's been a big influence of mine. And I guess he's watching right now. So if you guys can give him a huge round of applause and make some noise for him, I think he'd appreciate it.
Thank you so much for this award. It really means a lot to me. My cheesemaking journey began in 1969 when I was just 12. And my mom and dad brought a Jersey cow named Jewel home to our farm in Vermont. My mom set to work making cheddar cheese, and she struggled mightily to age a few wheels, with me working as her assistant. In the end, she was only able to age a few wheels a year because my family loved eating the fresh curds and rarely left worth enough to put by. My career as a commercial cheesemaker began in 1983, the same year I first became a member of the American Cheese Society as part of my family's business, the Guilford Cheese Company. The ACS has been a source of inspiration all along my rambling route in the cheese world. At one of the earlier conferences I attended, an event with a group of Irish cheesemakers where we tasted their cheeses and heard about cheesemaking in Ireland. At the time, I had it in my head that to be a great cheesemaker required generational knowledge. And lacking this, my prospects were worrisome. During the tasting, I struck up a conversation with a young Irishman while tasting his delicious cheeses. I shared my concerns, and he reassured me saying, "Don't worry, you just have to do it." That was the turning point for me, and for the last 43 years, I have continued to do just that. Since the 1990s, I've been a dairy foods consultant, working with cheesemakers and dairy farmers. 233 creamery businesses at last count. I may have even worked with you. I also started the Westminster Arts and Cheesemaking School with my wife, Rachel. Over the years, I've developed dozens of presentations, many as part of the ACS conferences. Food safety has always been at the core of my cheesemaking practice, and I was inspired to strengthen this foundation when I was invited to join a panel at the ACS conference in 2000. Later that day, Daphne Zeppos asked me to join the Cheese of Choice Coalition, and since then, I've been committed to defending our right to make raw milk cheese in the U.S. In 2013, Rachel and I were able to launch Parish Hill Creamery, making cheese using natural methods as much as possible, endeavoring to make cheese that delivers the taste of our place to all of you. In 2015, we answered the challenge from John Greeley to create an original American cheese, launching the Cornerstone Project with 3 other cheesemakers. It was only appropriate to hold the first official Cornerstone tasting at the conference in 2018. The room was packed, and we were glad of the support of the ACS and of fellow cheesemakers. It has been an honor and a pleasure working with so many of you, seeing your cheese and cheesemaking develop as you hone your craft, learning with and from each other. It is always a joy to meet up with folks from all over the country and beyond, and from all parts of the industry. So, in closing, I thank you for this award and for the years of inspiration that have enabled me to inspire others. And enjoy the conference.
And receiving our final Lifetime Achievement Award for this year is Judy Shad. Judy has been an active member of the American Cheese Society from the beginning. Her contributions to the world of cheese, culinary, and the American Cheese Society have supported industry growth of artisan cheese and the establishment of a goat cheese culture in the United States. Judy is widely recognized as a voice in the Midwest for culinary integration of cheese. Her cheese creations, including Sophia, were some of the first to be in white tablecloth restaurants, leading the way for other producers. She is a member of La Dame d'Escoffier Chicago chapter, and as a member of this organization established by Julia Child, she has continued to elevate cheese and women in the culinary industry. In her role as a founder and lead cheesemaker at Capriole, a farmstead operation for decades, she was integral in establishing the USA Goat movement, along with Mary Keene, Laura Chanel, and Allison Hooper. Thank you for your lifetime of service, Judy.
Judy Shad, the Renaissance woman. While we commiserate over failed starter cultures, cheese accidents, goat feed, goat genetics, that persnickety prima donna geotrichum rhyme, you impressed me most when you wrote a newsletter entry many years ago, single-spaced, no photos, no graphics, horrible green paper, but so beautifully written and so authentic. And I thought to myself, Allison, you want to be like that woman. And so you, Madame Authentic, are getting an award today, and many well-deserved congratulations to you.
Congratulations, Judy Shad. I am so proud to have known all of your work through the years. You are an amazing human, an inspiration to all of us, a woman that has led the industry for many, many years and inspired all of us to the highest level at all times. You are so deserving. I'm so proud to know you. At Whole Foods Market, we were proud to sell your products. You integrated in the Midwest the connection between white tablecloth, between naming the cheeses for things you cared about, and for making great cheese, Judy. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for all your work. We love you.
Hey, Miss Delicate Cycle, it's Miss Washingware here. This is your special day. A well-deserved day of honoring you and all your contributions to the cheese community. We've been besties for so long, we know each other's secrets. We've been to goat shows all over the country, reinventing and reliving our very own version of the movie Best in Show. We stopped in Bucksnort, Tennessee, and got kicked out of Graceland together for giggling too loudly. We whined over bubbling vats of curd that we didn't understand and laughed about the feasibility of milking both whales and mice and wondering what that milking equipment might look like. We created fromage de trois together, that cheese everyone always wanted to try and a few actually did. We've tasted many cheeses all over the world, and you can never resist tasting that really, really bad one, because I think it helps you know what might go wrong, and that, in turn, helps you make some really world-class cheeses. You may be the oldest living cheesemaker, but with age comes wisdom. We've learned that cheese is important, but it is the simple things that really matter. Friendships, great meals with friends, and lots of laughter, traveling and learning, and of course, a fancy magnum of bubbly. You're a jewel, and we are so lucky.
Hey dudes, congrats on winning this award. I can't think of anybody more deserving than you. We love you. Thank you so much for the impact that you've had on our lives.
Judy, Grandma, as the little boy used to carry her hip in the bar 30 years ago to there. I just want to say how proud and honored I am to be your grandson. It's been an incredible experience in this industry. No one's more deserving, and congratulations. We love you so much.
Very few, I promise. They told me to just wing it. That's always dangerous. But I think when I look out on this room, I see what we said 40, 35 years ago are a whole bunch of American originals. And you make me so proud because for me, I think this in a way is ACS's most important function. Is to give us the opportunity to be together, you know, to share in our passion and our struggles, right? Many, many struggles. Allison is not wrong. We called each other at 11 o'clock at night to ask why the curve was doing a particular thing or what the proper pH was of a lactic curd cheese because nobody seemed to know. And if it hadn't been for each other, I'm not sure any of us would be here, or would be here, as we are if it were not for each other. So let me say to you that I hope going forward you remember what ACS is all about. And it is about people. And it's about what we can give each other. And on a very personal level, the connections we can make to support each other and to keep it real. And I think for us, in the last 5 or 6 years when I'm really not in the cheese plant anymore, I'm so proud of my grandson that we leave a legacy behind with someone to carry on the things that we help to build. But the friendships that I've made here are lifelong. They're indescribably the best things besides my family. But I'm very proud of all of you, and I think there are so many other people that should be up here beside me, but I love you.
Now we'll have closing remarks from Bill, our incoming president.
It's my privilege, my honor to provide the closing remarks, but it's tough to do after all of that. Bear with me while I'll just take a few more minutes of your time. Before I deliver closing remarks, I do have one more thank you for our outgoing president, Britton Welsh. Where are you, buddy? A small gift for you. I'll bring it to you if you don't want to come up on stage, but I really do need to recognize the leadership that Britton has provided to the board over the last year. It's been, one of our pivotal years as a board. We, every 5-ish years, go through a strategic planning process. I don't know that we necessarily think about as somebody is kind of moving through the leadership ladder, whether or not you're going to kind of land at the right time for that process, but we nailed it with Britton because he is exactly the right person that we needed as a board to guide us through the process. He's left me in a great position to do the execution of the plan that he really helped us to come together on. So, Britton, thank you. You are an outstanding leader. And yes, I'll just take a few more minutes of your time. Thank you for bearing with me. It's a privilege to be afforded this opportunity to stand before this community to share a few thoughts as we close out our final day of conference. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little about what ACS means to me. We are a volunteer-driven organization, as you know, that places education at the center of our mission. For my part, some of you will know that I have volunteered with the certification committee for many years, and I've offered study groups to help people prepare for the exams for years. Some of you. Something that I've come to learn about myself in that time is the sense of fulfillment that I personally get from helping others prepare for these exams. It fills my cup. What I will admit to this room is that there's a bit of selfishness in it as well. There is truth in the saying that you really come to know a subject when you try to teach it. I have learned and continue to learn so much about cheese and our industry from my work helping people prepare for the certification exams. It's made me a better cheese professional. So for all of you CCPs, CCSEs out there, I could not recommend more strongly the profound opportunity in continuing your education by helping someone else prepare for either or both exams. You will become a more knowledgeable cheese professional, and as a dividend that is truly hard to beat, you will experience the sense of joy that comes from helping others. And then, of course, here at our conference are the educational sessions. And like, shout out to the milk pricing one. Wow, that was very good. I believe to my core that above all of the profound connection, community, and fun that we have here together, looking at you midnight mongers, it's what we learned from the educational sessions that we value most highly. I love the addition of the learning tracks this year. They're great. That being said, I have also learned over the years that I will be able to take something important and useful away from any session that I walk into, such as the quality, diversity, and relevance of subject matter that's presented here. I also want to acknowledge and lift up the volunteer nature of our organization. I attended my first conference in 2008, and I started volunteering in 2010. Over the last 16 years, all of my volunteering with the ACS has afforded me opportunities to learn things that I may not otherwise have had the opportunity or may not have pushed myself to learn. Some of the volunteer roles I've held, of course, I've served on the certification committee, which has not just been an opportunity to learn more about cheese and our jobs as cheese professionals, but also an opportunity to learn from industry experts on how to run a certification program that's held to the highest standards of credentialing excellence. I've been a tour host, narrating a tour on a bus for ACS members driving from Portland to Seattle. It was fun. I've been a J&C steward, which is an incredibly fun experience and a unique opportunity to learn about the organic properties of cheese from our expert judges and to learn about our competition from members of the incredible J&C committee. I've served on the Climate Impact Task Force, learning about one of the most important subjects facing our industry in the world today. I serve with the Finance Committee, where we tackle budgets, balance sheets, and investment policy, and I serve with our amazing board of directors, where we have the responsibility and the opportunity to set strategy and lead this organization that we all deeply love. Here again, I'd like to point out a little bit of selfishness inherent to this volunteer service. Many jobs are just plain busy. We tend to learn as we go. We don't reserve time, or we aren't afforded the opportunity for professional development. Service with the ACS has the double bottom line of helping to grow our industry and affording you the opportunity for professional development. It's certainly done that for me. The professional that I am today would not have been possible without the service opportunities and the network of people
that I have come to know and learn from in this organization. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve with the board of directors that I serve with. I'm grateful to serve with all of the committees and alongside our staff. Together, over the course of the coming year, we will add our pattern to the quilt that was begun by Frank Kozakowski and the founders of this organization 43 years ago. On behalf of you out there who may serve on the board next year, and also you out there who volunteered at ACS for the first time this year and may serve on this board 16 years from now, we commit to leaving you plenty of fabric and thread for you to lay down your pattern, enriching our quilt with your contributions of spirit, diversity, enthusiasm, inclusivity, perseverance, joy, and deliciousness that make up this organization and our industry. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you all at Meet the Cheesemaker this afternoon.